Have you ever stood before a statue so lifelike, so perfect in its anatomy, that you found yourself waiting for it to draw a breath? We admire the skill of the artist who can turn cold, unyielding stone into the illusion of soft flesh. But what if the flesh didn't become stone? What if the stone was simply a shell for a soul that was never allowed to scream? Imagine a world where the greatest art is born from the ultimate theft, where a sculptor doesn't just carve a masterpiece, but traps a life inside a block of white marble. In the shadow of a mountain made of calcified memories, a girl named Anya is living a nightmare of stillness. She is the silent bride, a woman whose skin is becoming cold, veined stone, and whose heart is a ticking clockwork of granite. Today, we descend into the workshop of the master mason, a man who believes that immortality is only achieved through the absolute silence of the statue. Lean in, keep very still, and whatever you do, don't let the dust settle on your skin. We are entering the gallery of the living marble. Our chronicle begins in a studio that feels more like a cathedral of frost than a place of creation. The air is perpetually white, thick with the fine, choking dust of pulverized rock. High-vaulted ceilings drip with stalactites of cooling limestone, and the floor is a mosaic of discarded limbs and shattered faces. This is the domain of Anya, a delicate young woman with skin like polished white marble, eyes like glowing grey smoke, and hair made of heavy, coiled silver wire that clinks like chains, wearing a gown of woven limestone and heavy granite weights on her wrists. Anya is a tragedy in mid-transformation. In the 3D Pixar style, the textures tell the story of her slow petrification. You can see the faint blue veins beneath her skin, but they are no longer carrying blood. They are becoming the grey streaks of a marble slab. Her eyes are wide and expressive, filled with a swirling grey smoke that pulses with her fading. Heat. Her hair is a masterpiece of industrial Gothic design. Instead of soft locks, it is a dense mass of silver wire that pulls her head back, forcing her into a permanent, regal pose. Anya is the bride, but her marriage is to the stone, and the groom is a man who loves only the unmoving. The architect of this cold hell is the master sculptor, a towering, angular man with skin the color of wet clay, a face hidden behind a bronze welding mask with glowing orange slits for eyes, and hands that are immense, vibrating pneumatic chisels, wearing a heavy apron of thick grey lead. The sculptor is a vision of creative obsession turned into physical horror. His pneumatic hands never stop vibrating, a low-frequency hum that shakes the very bones of anyone standing near him. He doesn't see Anya as a human being with thoughts or fears. She is his perfect subject, the one who will finally achieve the absolute stillness he craves. The first quarter of our 100-scene journey explores the ritual of the grafting. We see the sculptor using his vibrating chisel hands to smooth the imperfections of Anya's human movement. Every time she tries to reach out, he applies a layer of liquid stone that hardens instantly, turning her gestures into permanent poses. The sound design is a haunting mix of the high-pitched screech of metal on stone, the crack of hardening limestone, and the sculptor's deep, distorted voice. "Flesh is a mistake, Anya," he booms behind the bronze mask. "Flesh rots, flesh fails. But marble is forever." Anya's internal monologue, a muffled, echoing sound like a voice in a cave, cries out, "I am a prisoner in a mountain of my own making." I can feel my pulse slowing, turning into the rhythm of a falling drop of water. As we move into the second act, the scope of the curse of the living marble expands. Anya discovers that she is not the first bride. The workshop is filled with the silent choir, a row of statues that were once women, now completely turned to stone, their smoke eyes long since extinguished. She realizes that the sculptor isn't just an artist, he is a collector of souls. He uses a soul vice, a massive mechanical device, to squeeze the life out of his subjects and inject it into the rock, giving the marble its eerie, lifelike glow. The turning point for Anya arrives when a small bird, made of real feathers and warm blood, flies into the studio. It lands on Anya's marble shoulder and sings a song of the outside world. The warmth of the bird's feet creates a tiny glowing thaw on Anya's skin. For the first time in months, she feels a spark of heat. She realizes that the stone is not her destiny, it is just a coat that can be shed. The escape sequence is an epic of cinematic tension. Anya uses the heavy granite weights on her wrists as hammers. She strikes the soul vice, shattering the mechanical heart of the workshop. As the sculptor lunges for her with his vibrating pneumatic hands, his bronze mask reflecting the orange sparks of the forge, Anya doesn't run. She stands her ground. She allows her smoke eyes to flare with the intensity of an erupting volcano. The heat from her spirit begins to melt the woven limestone of her gown. Anya, reaches out and touches the sculptor's clay-like skin. The internal heat of her rebellion is so intense that it begins to fire the sculptor, turning his clay skin into brittle, unbaked pottery. He shrieks, a sound like a kiln cracking under pressure. Anya uses the silver wire of her hair to bind his pneumatic hands, the metal glowing red-hot as it cuts into his wrists. She reaches the village outside, but the sculptor's influence has turned the entire town into a statist square. The people are half-merged with the stone of their houses, their faces masks of grey terror. Anya becomes the son of the quarry. She moves through the streets, and everywhere she touches, the living marble cracks and falls away. In the 3D Pixar style, we see the transformation. The cold white stone shatters like a shell, revealing the warm, crying humans inside. The smoke eyes of the villagers turn back into clear, vibrant colors. The final battle with the master sculptor takes place at the summit of the marble mountain. The sculptor has transformed into a giant colossus made of jagged obsidian and rusted iron gears. He tries to crush Anya under a landslide of stone, his vibrating hands creating a localized earthquake. But Anya has learned the secret of the stone. It is only strong because it is rigid. She uses her silver hair to create a massive musical string across the mountain peaks. When the wind blows, the string vibrates at a frequency that shatters the sculptor's obsidian body from the inside out. The climax is a moment of profound artistic redemption. As the sculptor shatters, his pieces don't fall as rubble. They turn into a cloud of white butterflies that carry the remaining stone dust into the sky. The marble mountain collapses, revealing a lush green valley hidden beneath for centuries. Anya stands in the center of the ruins, her marble skin completely gone, replaced by warm human flesh that glows with a faint, healthy silver light. In the final movement of our 100 scenes, we see the village of the reawakened. The people have kept small fragments of their marble shells as jewelry, a reminder that they once survived the silence. Anya is the new leader of the village, but she is no longer a bride to the stone. She is a sculptor of life. She is shown teaching a child how to shape clay that stays soft, telling them that the most beautiful things in the world are the ones that can change. The narration dwells on the philosophy of the perfect pose. We see Anya dancing in the square, her movements fluid and free. Immortality is not found in stillness, the narrator whispers. It is found in the way we move through the hearts of others. The Pixar aesthetic in these final scenes is breathtakingly vibrant, with deep greens, sky blues, and golden sunlight, replacing the sterile whites and greys of the workshop. The narrative concludes with a cosmic view. The constellation of the bride is seen in the night sky, but instead of being a static image, the stars seem to move, dancing across the galaxy. The silver wire of Anya's hair has become the threads of the aurora borealis, painting the sky with colors that never stay the same. The story of the sculptor's silent bride has come to a close, but the song of the living flesh goes on forever. As the final scenes play out, we see a single, empty bronze welding mask lying at the bottom of a clear stream. It is now home to a family of glowing fish, its orange slits dark and harmless. The sculptor's obsession is gone, buried under the flow of time and water. Anya looks at the camera, her grey eyes now clear and full of starlight. She has found her breath, and she will never be silent again. Her stone was her struggle, and her life is her masterpiece. The journey through the 100 scenes of the living marble is a journey of breaking the molds that others try to force us into. Anya showed us that the chisel can be a tool of creation, but only when the subject is willing. The story ends where it began, with a block of stone, but now, instead of a prisoner, there is a door. Anya's story is a reminder that you were not meant to be a statue in someone else's gallery. You were meant to be the artist of your own life, moving, breathing, and changing with every heartbeat. If you've ever felt like you were becoming stone under the weight of expectations, I hope Anya's thaw showed you that the heat to break free is already inside you. If this deep dive into the silent bride and the living marble touched your soul, or if you were mesmerized by the 3D Pixar Gothic world we've built, then don't let this be the end of our journey. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell to be part of our unfolding tapestry of cinematic tragedies. We have many more secrets to unearth, from the clockwork heart to the shadow stitcher, and you are the final piece of the puzzle. Leave a comment below and tell us, what is one part of Anya's design that stayed with you? Was it the silver wire hair or the smoke-filled eyes? We read every comment and cherish the community of dreamers we're building here. Like the video if you believe that life is more beautiful than any masterpiece of stone. Until the next shell shatters, stay fluid, stay warm, and keep your internal fire burning through the marble. Thank you for watching.